Hey, welcome to the channel. Before we get started, I'm gonna go ahead, click that subscribe button, like, and hit the bell if you want to continue to get some notifications every time I get a video up. But what we have here is two of the exact same kit from different makers. On this side right here, this was ordered straight from Beltec. Now this kit right here is around $1,500. Now the variant, this kit, is the cheapest kit you can get. That's the exact same kit as this one. This is the 4.6 drop. This is the 4.6 drop. This kit was ordered through Beltec. This kit was ordered on eBay. This is a $500 kit plus the shipping, $1,500. So what exactly is the difference? Is it worth spending the extra money for the higher end kit, or is it just as good to get the cheap kit? We're gonna go ahead and find right out. Okay, all I can do is show you the shock for the cheap kit, because the expensive kit over here, the shocks haven't come in yet. So for the cheaper kit, there you have it, your standard shock. For the U-bolt hanger, or the U-bolt bracket, this one here on this side is your Beltec. This one is the cheap kit. Notice they're the same thickness, but the Beltec only has one hole for alignment. Cheap kit has two holes, so you can actually leave your rear end centered the way it was, or you can move it where it needs to be when you lower it. Next, we're going to go with the actual flip kit for the rear end. Now, here you have your Beltec, and here you have your cheap one. Do you see any differences? The Beltec and the cheap kit, they're identical. They're both identical. So, go ahead, sit this one with the Beltec, sit this one with the cheap kit. So far, we're pretty much exactly the same other than the center hole. But that's really not going to make a big difference. So now, we'll go to what's next. Okay. Now these are your rear hangers. Here is your Beltec hanger. So, looking at these, you definitely can tell there's a difference. The cheap hanger, the cheap hanger can sit lower. You can adjust your suspension to sit lower to the ground with the cheap hanger. The Beltec, it definitely looks prettier. You know, the holes give it, that aesthetic that makes it look better under the truck. The cheaper bushing, in my opinion, looks better. It's any way you really go. You've got your expensive kit and your cheap kit, and they're both pretty much the same thing. But if you want to sit lower, this kit, the cheaper one, actually allows you to go 8 inches in the rear rather than 7, where this one tells you only 7 inches. Okay, now, cheap kit C-notch, high-end C-notch from Beltec. Now, seeing them together, they are pretty much exactly the same. The cheap kit is more square on the end there, and it's painted with gloss paint. The edges have been rolled where your Beltec sticks out a little bit. Okay, so you kind of be the judge of this. It's kind of what you prefer. Would you rather the flat rolled look on the side of your chassis, or would you prefer it to stick out more like that right there? The Beltec is probably going to be stronger with this material like this than this kit, but they're both the same. Now, we'll compare bump stops. Now, that's not really important, but there's your Beltec and there's your cheap one. You definitely have more bounce to this one than the Beltec, but this isn't really going to be a deciding factor. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get to the front end on springs. So here, the spring is flat on the bottom. The spring on the top is also flat. They've heated it and rounded it up to sit flat. There is your cheap kit. Now here is your Beltec. Now I can already tell you This one is a lot heavier than this one. And there's a big difference in weight. Beltec is probably going to be your best bet on your front spring for sure. Now, one cool thing the Beltec has is this piece right here, which is really good to have. It's not needed on this kit because they rolled in that coil to make it sit flat, but since the Beltec isn't, this piece here sits up against your spring to make it flat. Look at the comparison difference. They're the same height. The Beltec is definitely sitting a little bit thicker on the metal. So you're probably going to have a little bit more of a cushion with this one, where this one is more for a heavier vehicle. They're both for the 5.7 V8s, but this one's going to have more of a recoil. This one's probably going to ride just a little bit more solid. So there you have it for those. Now I'm just going to guess that the cheaper kit, this is where it actually shows the biggest difference. It's going to be Spindles. That's going to be my guess, but let's find out. Now I can already go ahead and tell you that this one was packaged a lot better than the cheaper kit. You can see it was all fully boxed. So here you have your more expensive Beltec, and then here is your less expensive, cheaper front spindle. So I believe these are the exact same side. This piece here will have to be bolted to your spindle first. Once it's bolted to your spindle, then your Beltec kit can bolt to that, or to your caliper here. So you'll notice that, in my opinion, is going to be kind of weak. Seems like it's going to be a bit of a weak point. I'm sure that it's not. They've had these kits out for a very long time. They've been very successful with them. So I don't have a problem with that. Now this here is the cheaper kit. This is the eBay kit. It has the flanges, just like the factory, to prevent the caliper from moving up or down under heavy stress when braking. So this is your cheap kit. Notice that? Boom, just like stock. Now, don't think it's a bad thing where your caliper doesn't mount up exactly like stock on these Beltec kits. They've done this for a reason. Now the reason for it is, say you want to add a wheelwood brake system, something a high-end aftermarket, you just replace these with the kit for your braking system that you're going to add, say wheelwood for instance, or Brembo, then you can easily do that with the Beltec. To where the factory kit, it's not so easy to do that. So just because it's not exactly stock doesn't mean that it's not a good kit. I went with the Beltec kit first off, and they didn't have my spindles. They told me they were going to be back ordered for possibly up to a month to 2 months. So I decided to go with the kit they said I could have in 4 days, out the door for $500. Now this Beltec kit you see here is not going on our budget build. It's going to be going on a friend's truck. But we have this cheap 500 kit to go on our budget build 1991 Chevrolet Silverado. So keep that in mind, because it's going to be a video coming up very soon installing this kit on the truck. Do you rather think the higher end kit for $1,500 is better than the $500 eBay kit? You tell me in the comment sections below. But thank you guys for watching my channel. I hope you enjoy all my videos, my playlists. I also have an Instagram channel at 1194video, all one word. Tell me what you think. What would you buy? $500 kit or the $1,500 kit? But that's going to be it for the video. I'll catch you on the next video. I'm going to go ahead, get in there, and I'm going to start doing a video on getting this installed on the frame. We're going to be putting the Beltec system on. That's going to be on a friend of mine's truck. And I went ahead and purchased the cheap kit to go on my truck, because it's going to be a build on a budget. So stay tuned for that build as well. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And I'll see you on the next video.